Hi, how are you doing today? Good afternoon. It's a dark Wednesday afternoon here in California. Trust me, I woke up this morning and I woke up this afternoon and I was thinking it was evening because everywhere is, kind of foggy. How are you doing? How is it at your end? Yes, my name is Miriam, and I started this Wednesday Give Back series to as a token of my appreciation to all of my 500 YouTube subscribers. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave your comments below. Yeah, so today we'll be talking about how to connect with influential and successful people. How to connect with influential and successful people. Yeah, and successful people. So, hi, what's going on at your end? What time is it? Where are you watching from? And successful people. Man, I had a very long night yesterday. It was crazy. Like, I slept at 6 a.m. I just had to tidy up one or two things and school stuff. So please. So today we're discussing how to connect with influential and successful people. How to connect with them. Today we have a lot of technology. We have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram. We have a lot of social media platforms that we can use to connect with people that we have in mind. Hi, thank you for joining us, Uncle Sheriff. We have technology that we can use to connect with people that we are actually aiming to have a conversation with or ask questions or seek as mentors, and what have you. Really, people will ask, yeah. But the first thing I want us all to note is that in life, nobody and nothing will help you until you start helping yourself. And that's the truth. So you have to have done your own research. You have to have started something for yourself, even if it has not taken effect fully. You have conceived the idea. Make sure that you have conceived an idea. Hi, AY, thank you for joining us. Make sure that you have conceived that idea before even venturing to speak with anybody, because it doesn't make any sense for you to reach out to someone that you have been trying to reach out to, and then you're the one they're asking, okay, so what are your plans? And you have no plans. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. It doesn't make any sense. So before you connect with these influential, successful people, and make sure that you have done your own research. You started something. Hi, thank you for joining us. Make sure that you have done your own research, at least to an extent. Make sure that you found out one or two things about them. They might not be celebrities. They don't have to be celebrities, as long as they're successful. There are a lot of successful people that are not known, that are not well known. I know a lot of them. Especially when I was working as a banker, you'd be like, oh wow, and this person is this, but nobody knows. A lot of people like to live that quiet life, So trust me, a lot of people are very successful, but they're just not social savvy. They are not the online kind of people, So please, just a second. Open it, please. Yeah, sorry, that's my son. He just loves to behave himself. Okay, so you need to have made. Hi, Peaceful Irene, thank you for joining us. Guys, please, I want this to be an interactive section as much as possible. So please leave your comments, leave your questions. If you have any contributions, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Let's rub minds together. So I'm gonna share the story of how I met with a very influential how do they put them back in Nigeria? Very top notch. This person is really high up there. And I've tried to reach him on so many occasions on my own, but it just wasn't working. And then it just took one meeting It just took one event. Hi, keeping natural. Thank you for joining us. It just took one event, and then that was where I was able to meet someone that connected me with this person that we've been trying to reach for over 6 months. And time was actually running out. At that time I was the vice president of economics department back in OAU when I was an undergraduate. So we tried to we organized this event called LQED, that is Leadership Qualities and Entrepreneurial Development Workshop. So we tried to bring notables, notaries, to the events every year. So every year, each excos try to make theirs better than the previous one. Thank you for joining us, Zelia. So every year, each excos try to make their own LQED better than the previous one. So I was able to connect with a lot of influential people, back then. And number one, guys, sometimes people just look at you and they believe that Dangote. When they look at me, I don't sabi anybody, I don't know anybody, but somehow they believed in me. They knew. They'll just say, you know people. I don't know anybody. Honestly, when I contested and I won, people just assumed that I knew a lot of people, but I just do not. So what happened was, when I became the vice president, I had a lot of responsibilities, lots of expectations. Hi, Brown. I had lots of expectations, right on my head. I was not the president, I was the vice president. And then people were expecting me to bring, and then at meetings, I would also call big names too, Well, with faith, and because I believe that it's possible. Well, that's one thing. I believe anything was possible. Like, it's possible. Up till today, up till tomorrow, by God's grace, So when they told me, when we had the EXCO meeting, when we had the meeting to prepare for the LQED, we were calling names, and I, for one, I was saying, okay, let's bring the governor of CBN. That's like the Federal Reserve Bank here in US. Let's bring the governor, and let's bring the DG, Director General of Nigerian Stock Exchange. At that time, this is in the UK. In UK, I'm sorry if I did not pronounce the surname properly. And then we had a lot of we wanted to bring some EDs, executive directors in banks, at that time too, and then some other companies too, insurance companies, top insurance companies too, back in Nigeria. So I remember that back then I had a few friends that knew. So I was leveraging. I thought about leveraging. I've always known, because one thing I do is I sit down, I map out my strategies. If I have a need, or if I have to, if I'm looking for solutions to a problem, as long as you're able to work up, of course, why? Yes, if you're able to walk up, and then see, they don't have two heads. The worst, like I always say, the worst you get is a no. I made a video of how I approached, four guys, randomly, and I went to meet them. Please, can you subscribe to my YouTube channel? They are Asians, and they were like, oh, okay, what's your channel about? And they got the name of my channel, and they subscribed right there and then, and I also showcased them on the video. I don't know if you've seen the video, like random strangers, I kid you not, and I had camera with me. So I said, can you say hi to my viewers? And we were like, oh, we are shy. I said, oh, just 1 minute. It won't kill you, just a few seconds. And then I, turned around, and then they said, hi. You will see the video, and you would see that, I don't have an atom of, fear or lack of self-confidence in me. So you have to, be willing to walk up to anybody, Trust me. Yes. The worst you get is a yes or a no. So please, first and foremost, tell yourself that it is possible. They are human beings like you and I, and trust me, you can walk up to them, the worst you get is a no. So when those expectations were piling, we had so many notable people that we wanted to bring. Then I remember, so we're like, we had to bring then the deputy governor of CBN, and that's the Federal Reserve Bank here, that's Central Bank of Nigeria. His name is Tunde Lemon at that time. Thank you. His name is Tunde Lemon. So we're like, okay, we have to bring these people. How do we get these people? How do we get these people? So what I did was, I just went into my contact, and then we had some senators. Do you know that people started sending me their contacts? I had a couple of people that said, I said, please, who do you know in Abuja? Anybody. Who do you know in what do you call National Assembly? Just start forwarding the name. And then people sent names and phone numbers of people to me. So you call them up, you introduce yourself. You introduce yourself, and then you tell them, okay, hi, my name is this. I am the vice president of this. In fact, hey, there was one day I was coming back late in the night, I went to class because usually before I got married, I usually go to class to read. I read till like 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. And then the class was far from me, and I take the bus, back home. I didn't have a car then, so when I was coming home, apparently, I don't know, Nigeria can be crazy, So I was coming back home, and I was accosted by policemen, and they were going to arrest me for moving around late in the night. Like, for moving around. Who does that? Hi, cook house. Buy and do, who does that? Arrest me, infringing on my rights, my freedom to move, So it was, around 10 to 11, and they were like, okay, so we have to arrest you now. Where are you coming from? Where's the ID card? I was a student, where is the ID card? And they didn't have my ID card on me. And that, in fact, since that time, I don't joke with my ID card anyway. So I was like, how do I convince these people? They said, okay, so we have to arrest you and blah, 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 blah. And guess what? I had this book, there's this exercise book, notepad that we oh, hello. Thank you for joining us. We have this notepad that we that is done every year, and where you have the excos, the pictures of all the excos at the back of the book. Fortunately, I had one of those books with me. I was coming from class, so I was trying to explain to them, say, where's your ID card? You can't tell me you're not a student. I said, I'm a student of Babafemi University. I was trying to convince them, and they were like, no, that's a big lie, And then when I brought out the book, it's not an ID card though, just the book, the notebook. Behind the notebook, I had my picture on it, and I was the vice president, so they could see Miriam Arugundade. That was my reading name, Miriam Arugundade. They saw vice president economics department, and guess what? The countenance of the officer changed. It switched from, we're going to arrest you, to, I'm sorry, ma, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Who actually stopped you out of this man? Who stopped you? Hi, Aziz. Thank you for joining. Who stopped you out of these people? And I'm like, no, it's okay. And they were like, I'm so sorry. Do you need us to escort you home? I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. I can get home by myself, And that's it. Sometimes you need some level of, what's it called? Something that would convince people that, oh, this person is serious, or this person is worth my time, or this person is, worth whatever it is that she wants from me. So make sure that you do your research. Make sure that you do that, your own homework about that person. First homework you have to do is make sure that you personally, you're doing something. Thank you, Aziz. Thank you. Make sure that you do your own assignments first. Sorry. Okay, I graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University. Yeah, Great Ife. Do we have Great Ifes in the house? Great. My husband, he's tired of me. I'm always like, Great Ife. If we jam anybody that went to Great Ife at a function, if it's his friends, maybe he met some friends in grad school, and I'm like, where did you go? Where did you have your first degree? Oh, where you? Man, we'll scatter that place, so we'll scatter the place, Jack. Because if you like, yes, oh, where you Great Ife? Yes, so, I'll find out. Miriam. NESA. National Nigerian Economic Students Association. I was the vice president during my time. So whenever we have events and, I'm there and I find out somebody there went to Ife, I'm a scatter party in you. Here in US, I'm a scatter in Even on our wedding day, we sang Great Ife anthem. Yes, so. Yeah, Pepper, I just said it. I went to Great Ife. So, thank you. Yes, so you people shy. Yes, so brotherly, take it or you leave it. Yes. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is make sure that you are doing something. Make sure that there's something running, even if it hasn't started. Like I said earlier when I started this session, even if it hasn't started, make sure that it's in pipeline. You have something written. You have your goals. You have something you're working towards. You have something that would. AY, where did you study? AY. Amazing AY luxury. Where did you have your first degree? Don't tell me you studied here in America, because I beg you can shift. Just kidding. So make sure that you have something planned out for yourself. Something that you're doing. It could be towards a project, it could be school, it could be studying, hey, it could be school, it could be a project, it could be business. And it could be anything at all, and it could be career, yes, career wise as well. You want to ask somebody a question about how to become, you want to become maybe an engineer, and you don't have a degree yet. How does that, or maybe you're about to start, let's say you've just written JAM and you want to ask, what does it, what does it feel like to be an engineer? What does it entail? Is it time consuming? Is it easy? Is it something that is really tasking? Is it something you have to, read every day? Like lawyers have to read every day for the rest of their lives, so you need, sometimes, yes, in that occasion, yeah, you don't have anything planned out. Zelia, let's talk after this live. Let's talk. Let's strategize. And then, trust me, there are lots of opportunities staring at you, right in your before. Yeah, so, really, make sure that you already have a plan, before you go to those people. Now, I'm going to give you an illustration, an analogy. Let's assume if you're from Africa or wherever, where you put water, like you fetch water and you put water on your head. If you fetch the water in the bucket and you need someone to help you lift it on your head so you can carry it, you don't just say, sorry, please, could you help me lift this water on my head? Like, could you assist me? When you say, could you assist me lift this water on my head? They probably take a bend, try to bend down and then help you to carry it. But you don't stand and say, put it on my head. Who does that? You know what I mean? Yeah, every Wednesday. I come live every Wednesday. Thank you. Yeah, join me live every Wednesday here on Instagram. And trust me, I'll always upload the videos on YouTube. But if you want to catch me live so that we can interact, we can ask. Thank you, Aziz. Thank you. So yeah, let's talk in the DM. Let's figure out some. Hey, Fizo, my Congolese brother, San Jose State Uni. Yeah, what's up? Okay, so if you need somebody to help you lift water from your head, from the floor to your head, you don't just stand and expect the person to lift the water. They'll be like, this person is not serious. That also applies to the kind of effort, the amount of effort that you also need to have put in place before you reach out to these influential and successful people. So make sure that you are willing to also bend down as they bend to help you. You also bend down and you both lift it on your head. It's better, and it makes a lot of sense that way. Oh, yes. So, Mahimi Oluwasegun, developing self-confidence is a major key to approach influential and successful people. It takes confidence to approach a senator, a former governor, president, governor of the state. It's not easy. Hey, come on, please. I've done it, and I'm still doing it. They don't have two heads. Let me tell you something that happened. When I was before I even get an admission, it's have tail. So there's this guy. That's fine. Thank you, Aziz. I appreciate you. There's this guy that I usually see. Then I was still in high school. I see him come to look for my neighbor upstairs. And I just see him. I don't talk to people when I was growing up because most people just don't think the way I've always been thinking big right from when I was small. I'll give you the gist some other day, some other time. So I just see him, and then I just see him pass and all that. So when I first went to OAU, I was there for my admission then, but on this particular occasion, my admission did not click then. I'm gonna talk about my story. It was hard. As you're looking at me, I spent 6 years before I gained admission into the university, but that one is for another day. I would give you the full gist, okay? So when I got to IFE, we tried to work out the admission, but it wasn't working out. So I said, okay. So we decided to do a diploma in computer technology. My husband still yapped me with it last night. Because anytime I ask him, please come and help me sort out this thing on the computer. My husband is an engineer, by the way, he's a software engineer. So when I say, come and help me sort out, you say, Shebi, you had computer and diploma in computer technology. Go and sort it now. I say, he wants to yab me. I'll be, okay, yab me. Boomy dada. Shogbo, So when I now had to switch, from I couldn't get an undergraduate course, so I switched to diploma in computer technology. So while I was studying for diploma in computer, if I tell you my story, you go fear, So I had to switch to diploma in computer technology, where I think we're the fifth set of DCT. Whoever did DCT in OAU, we're the fifth set, and I was also the assistant class rep. Yes, back then too. So it after, there was this guy. I went to do some grocery shopping at Sports Hall then. In front of Sports Hall, there used to be a complex there. I heard they've kind of like dismantled the complex now. So I went to do some grocery shopping there, and then I saw this guy. That guy that comes to look for my neighbor. Back when I was in high school, I just saw the guy. But when I saw him in school, and the one thing about me is that, be not sorry. Like, I don't care if you are a governor or whatever, you know. And like I said, you know, I treat everybody equally. I've always treated everybody equally. I see everybody as equal. We're all human beings, and your status doesn't determine how I no. No, I treat everybody equally. So even if you're a cleaner, I treat you equally the same way I will treat you as my colleague, you know. So that's fine, you know. So when I saw the guy, this guy had bodyguards. He was a student too, but he had body. You know those kind of those guys, those SUB guys now. But yeah, hey, you know. So I saw him and I'm like, you know, he was leaving the grocery shop where we wanted to buy stuffs. You know, by the way, at Pepe, tomato want to cook concussion, student concussion. You know, at that time. So so when the guy was leaving, he had these bodyguards, and then I said, this one I'm seeing a lot of books behind you. Hey, doctor, you there? Well, my husband is a book, hey, way of life. He's a software engineer, and then I also read, and then my kids too, our books too. What's the extent this alley? Their books down here. You know, so you know, so I saw the guy with his bodyguards, and then they were leaving, and I said, hi, excuse me. And then they looked back, you know, the three of them, he had two people, you know, bodyguards with him. And then I said, excuse me. And then they all looked back, and I said, yeah, you, can I see you for a second? Like, can I see you? He was like, me? I said, yes, you. Like, it looked like, to him, it was like, oh my liar, like, you have guts. You know, and I said, yeah, then no, I didn't even have admission then. You know, I was a DCT student, you know. So when I said, yes, yeah, I want to see you. And then, do you know, he turned back and came to me. I didn't go to him. He turned back and came to me. Number one, I noticed that at that point too, I also noticed that, I bet forget what you're afraid of is afraid of you, you know. So when he came, I said, hi, do you know Brother Ibrahim? You know, he was a friend of my neighbor, you know, brother. God, he's late now. Ash. May so rest in peace. So, okay, so I asked are you a friend of his? And then he said yes, you know. So I'm sorry, I have to get myself together. It's hard. It's really hard. Okay. So so by the time I spoke with him, he gave me his time, you know. We spoke, we talked, and so yeah, he was like, this girl chop liver going, and I'm like, hey, you know, you don't have two heads now. You're like me, you know, and everyone else, you know. So right there and then I knew that I could approach anyone, you know, anybody at all. You know, nobody's too big, nobody's too small, you know, that you can actually talk to. The worst you get, like I always say, is a no, you know. So make sure that you already have something in mind, something in the pipeline, you know. You don't just go to an influential or successful person and you want them to give you all the ideas. Like, what do you want? You don't know. What are you planning towards? You don't know. What do you want to discuss with me? You don't know. No, now, it doesn't work like that, you know. Yeah. Yes, so he was like, I like your. I met a lot of people like that. I would say, I like your God. So which who? Enjoy soon, Jerry. Once you get to the know, you know. So that's how I was able to speak with the guy. So I remember, let me now back to my gist, Jerry, my people. When I was vice president, they were like, you know, we're now calling names, you know, Deputy Governor of CBN, the DG of Stock Exchange, we're calling big names, insurance companies and all of that. So by the time I called my people, so I went to see a friend. Another thing is, even if people cannot help you, like if you can have a friend who knows these people, your friend might not be able to help you. Okay, let me just put it this way. I had a friend that had an insurance company, you know, and you're doing great too, like really, really great, you know. He had an insurance company, and I went to see him, please, can you sponsor our department, you know, for this program? And then we also need people, guest speakers to come and speak, you know, at our LQED. And then he was like, I cannot help you, you know, which is fine. Not everybody's gonna help you, you know. I can't help you, but I have someone that can help you. And then he gave me the name, the direct number of the CEO of the number one, is it number one of the top insurance companies in Nigeria. And then instantly I went with the librarian, you know, Dupe, if you're watching this video. Yeah, I went with the librarian. So he gave us contact, and then we called him up, and instantly, you know, they asked us to come. So we went to their office and they were like, okay, what we want to do is we would love to partner with you guys. We'd love to partner with you guys, and at the same time, we want to make shirts for you, custom shirts, so that on that day you'll be wearing our shirts, shirts for that insurance company, at our LQED. And we're like, wow. And then they gave us crazy money, So they sponsored our event. So now that's came from someone who did not sponsor us directly, or but we were able to leverage on his own on his own network. We're able to leverage on it. So so that's how we're able to get that. And then from there, of course, your confidence will be heightened. Your confidence will jump up. That, oh, I'm able to do this and I can do more. And that's the truth. So without digressing, let's find the connectors. Find the person I just mentioned now. So you have someone that knows this person, and I've already made a video as well on how to leverage on your relationships. So if you know X that knows Y, confidence, man of introduction and conclusion is given with this one can meet the person. Hey, see you. And by the way, could you please excuse me? And by the way, I served with a commissioner, in Lagos during my youth service, So of course you meet all the great people. In fact, I served my auntie, I served her husband was the what's it called? One of the he's a very big politician, sorry. So I served with them part-time. 6 months with them, and then I now moved to Lagos and served with another commissioner. But while I was with them, we always go to the governor's house, back in Ondo State, She watched this video. So I've met, top people, and then you find out that they are like you and I. And I think last week I mentioned the story of how I attended an event, World Yoruba Day. I went with one of the somebody that won a beauty pageant, somebody that I went with the guy that actually organized a beauty pageant, Yoruba, Susi Oyi of Lagos, Idris. So when we got there, I saw all the people that we call spirits in Nigeria. I saw all of them at that event, the Okoyas. I saw Alhaji Chief Okoya, Chief Alhaji Razak Okoya himself, and I saw his wife, Shade. She was really like glass. I saw her. I saw Oluwemi Tinubu. I saw Aregbesola, Governor Aregbesola. He wasn't governor at the time. Yes, so connects me. He wasn't governor at that time, and then he was still fighting the case in court. So he later became governor. But he was also at that event. Tinubu was at that event. Yes, so it was at Muson Center back then. So if you want to connect with these people, do a research on them. Make sure that you have something to connect. Pertaining their own personal life too. Find out if they are not married, and you go there and say, how is your baby? They'd be like, oh, this person doesn't even know anything about me. No. Do your own research about these people. Extremely confident. Yes. I made a YouTube video on how to develop your self-confidence. Please make sure that you join, you watch it. I'll leave the link as well in the description after this video. Hi Butterfly. Thank you for joining us. So make sure that you find connectors, people that will connect you to them, people that knows them. So you can always go to them and say, oh, hi, I'm trying to reach this person. I also tried to reach Senator Itagiwa, but I eventually met her. I couldn't find her. Like, I never got a chance to meet, and I tried. That woman is a spirit though. I tried. And guess what? Where I found her? I met her when I was a banker. I went to see one of my clients who is a top pharmacist, in Ikoyi, and then I was stepping out of the pharmacist's office that afternoon. I remember it like yesterday. I was stepping out of the pharmacist's office, and Itagiwa was coming in. I'm like, what? After how many years? Like, I needed this, and I saw her free of charge. Like no need to even. She just walked in. She was coming to see the woman upstairs too, but I was leaving. For another appointment. I was the banker back then. So I, out of excitement, I opened the door, and then she came in, and I said, good afternoon, ma'am. And she saw the excitement on my face, because I've been trying to reach her. Imagine someone you have been dreaming to meet, when you were an undergraduate, and now you're done with school, you've done your NYC, and now you're working, and then you jam the woman. And that was the day I knew that she speaks Yoruba fluently. If she speaks Yoruba, this this woman, okay, Bakasi, she speaks very fluent Yoruba, so make sure that yes, they might ask a question. It could be on social media, even on social media. Yeah, Mark Villison, that's fine. Yeah, you're welcome. It could be on social media. Even on social media, you find these people. Maybe they ask a question. You can prefer a solution. When they ask questions, you can prefer a solution, and then from there you can build a relationship, a rapport, even in the comments. You can build a rapport even in the comments. A few days ago, I wrote that, what do you do for self-care? And somebody actually schooled me on how to do this milk bath. I don't know if you heard about milk bath. This is the same one we flowed very well right there in the comment section. We flowed right there in the comment section. So make sure that you can also offer a solution. They could ask a question. Hi, Emily Prush and Success, thank you for joining us. They could ask a question, and then you can prefer a solution. This is a way to connect with these people, and then they'll respond to you. And thankfully, social media, nobody knows your status. They just everybody just talks normal on social media these days. So take advantage of that avenue. Offer a solution when they ask questions on their pages. Offer a solution, and then you can have conversations back and forth. And you can also take these conversations to the DM. There are some celebrities that we have spoken in the DM before, so beautiful, wonderful people, and we will talk normal like you and I. We're just talking, and then I'm like, this lady is actually a very cool person. She's just a celebrity. There's, she's the same thing as you and I, nothing different, so really make sure. And then another thing you can do is to join a program where you know that you will meet them. Let me give you an instance. Do you know that when I was back in Nigeria, and I was studying for ICANN, I was an ICANN, so that's Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. When you go to class, you find CEOs of insurance companies, CEOs of, managers of banks. You find them there. And then depending on the kind of class that you also paid for, they have executive, they have standard classes, and they have extended classes. So if you join those premium classes, you will have them in your classroom. For those of you that are even doing ACCA, I don't know what the experience is like, but I'm sure it is very similar, even more top-notch than this. And a lot of people also go to business schools too, just because they want to connect with this. And it is the truth. And that is why I miss, the face-to-face kind of the campus in class, sorry, the in-class studies, because currently I'm studying my master's degree online. If it was an in-class kind of thing, I know that I would have made a lot of connections, in class, So a lot of people, I know for a fact that a lot of people actually go to business schools because they want to meet, people, which is not bad, right there in class, you'll be getting contracts. Yes, so in that classroom, that you'll be getting contracts. Somebody could approach you that, okay, we need some ACs for this branch, maybe like 50 ACs, air conditioners, by the way, that's what I mean by ACs, So you could do supply. I tried to do supply before I left for the US when I was pregnant with my daughter. I don't like online, exactly reason. I tried to do supplies right before I came to the US. I was still a banker at the time, but I was already pregnant, and there was little that I could actually push for, because already it was almost becoming a high-risk pregnancy, so I had to take things easy. But I also tried. Because I remember that I remember one of my colleagues back then, she was doing a big contracts with there's a university beside my branch at that time. It's called National Open University. I don't know, for some of you that live close to Ahmadu Bello in Victoria Island, you notice that that back then the Diamond Bank then was walking distance, about 2 minutes walk to National Open University. It's just one high-rise building, So she was carrying out lots of contract deals there. I'm a medical doctor. Can I? Yes. Yes. So you're a medical doctor. Yes, you can. There are lots of doctors that don't dull yourself. Don't dull. So these are ways by which you can meet these people, and then make sure that you have done your own research. Make sure that you know one or two things about them so that you can flow. You cannot go and meet Genevieve and be telling Genevieve, on a platter of gold, you meet her and you're asking her, how is your husband? She's not married, so you make sure that you find out one or two things about these people, and then reach out to them. Pata, they will say no, but make sure that you reach out to these people if you have the opportunity. Don't dull. Hey, I shared the story of how one of my clients gave me $1 million, in his cabal. He's not giving it to me cash. Come out, me wale. Just kidding. So he was just passing, and then I was preparing to go out, and then my driver was telling me stories that somebody parked behind me. I can't move. God, I was like, what is going on? And then my clients passed in front of me. And so I was telling my colleague that was with me at that time that, babes, this is my clients. And I have a meeting the next day, which is MPR, the monthly performance review, where you have to showcase all the your targets and then what you have been able to achieve. You have to have a presentation, do a presentation, and present to the region what you have been able to do. What you have to justify your salary. Pretty much tell them reasons why they should not sack you. Banking work is not the funny something, it's not easy. So I was asking my colleague, babes, this is my client, I'm supposed to meet him and ask him to drop some cash. So when many knows in the past, how do you move on easily and what do you do to get after? You move like it never existed. When you get to know, you move like, and then you also have, of course, as a student, you have some people that will be asking for stupid things. They'll be asking for crazy demands, and you'll be like, are you normal? Like in your head, though, don't say it out to you, big kukwan. Be like, is this one normal? Is this one okay at all? Like, are you for real? I beg. So we're even getting there. So by the time I spoke with my colleague, and then she was like, go after him quickly. And then I quickly went after him and I asked him. It doesn't hurt to ask. And then I asked him, sir, tomorrow is MPR. And thankfully, he was an ex-banker, so he could relate. So when I told him I needed money and all of that, I needed money in his cabal, to just help my cabal and all of that. The next morning, the guy in fact, overnight, the guy moved $1 million into his account. I screamed. Because I was able to meet I met 157% of my target. So when I presented at the MPR, hey, come and see clapping. They were clapping for your girl. They were clapping seriously, and they gave me a letter of recommendation. A letter of recommendation which was gonna hasten my promotion, the next promotion at the bank. Get me the next level. So it doesn't hurt to ask. If you have the opportunity, reach out to them. Discover the major places that you can find these people. I discovered recently, this week, I was telling my husband that because I'm a YouTuber and I do a lot of researches, so sometimes when I'm doing those researches, you come across some adverts and you're like, okay, let this advert pass. And then I saw one advert. It was talking about a virtual conference, and the virtual conference, I think it was $4,000 or thereabout, and I think they made it $1,500 to attend, like attending a call like this, like a Zoom call, and you have to pay $1,500. I'm like, are you for real? People are gonna pay? My husband said it's already fully booked. Trust me, if they finish paying, Dean Gariosi, let me give him free adverts here. So the guy was he was organizing something in September. It's yet to happen, but the ticket is still on, I'm sure. So I was like, who's gonna pay $1,500? But you're like, sit down there. Now I get it. When he now schooled me, and as well was able to explain to me that people actually attend this event not because they have the money or because they have money to waste or but because they want to meet the people in that setting. Thank you for joining. It's the perfect choice. They want to meet people in that setting, so they pay. They don't mind paying. People go over and above just to make sure that they are in the same room with these people. So and then I see reasons with that. It makes a lot of sense. Really. So it makes things easy. It makes it easy for you to poach them. To pitch your business to them. When you meet them in it, they lose their guards. They are not really at that executive level, in the party or in class or at the events that you meet them. So they're usually normal people there, so you can easily talk to them like friends. You build a rapport with them, you can exchange numbers, direct contact, and then you get to talk. In fact, a friend of mine that I met in church before I got married, I didn't know that she was a boss. So we just talk like, get out, Joe, are you okay? Just shift. And then when I joined the bank and I saw her level, I said, so you're my boss. She was like, "You're a foolish girl. You didn't know I'm your boss." So when you build a rapport with people like that, you have access to them like anytime. You're not seeing them like, the way you would see them if you had actually met them in that high position for the first time. So you can build that rapport. And anything I need, I can always ask her, "Hey, babes, I need these contacts. Can you assist me?" Or, and then we also do businesses together. Hi, Mama Maureen. Yeah, thank you for joining us. So we do business together. Then I also I also drafted something here that you can use, like just a line or two, that you can use, like if you want to contact them. It could be from I've seen people approach me from comments, even from other pages comments, and then they inbox me, and then we get to talk, So you can say, "Hi," you mention their name, you ask, "How is it going? Thank you for connecting with me. I saw we had several mutual friends." That's another thing. It could be someone like a friend of mine. Don Jazzy follows a friend of mine, on Instagram, and I'm sure that it's not ordinary follow. Don Jazzy might have been her neighbor growing up. She must, I'm sure she has a one-on-one direct contact with him. I'm sure it's not just a random connection that she has with Don Jazzy. So if I need Don Jazzy now, if I need to reach out to Don Jazzy, Don Jazzy is a producer in Nigeria, very famous producer in Nigeria, one of the top producers in the world, Yeah, and by the way, I also know Oga Aidi Kabasa, my Oga. Yeah, it was my Oga in church. Very wonderful, very, very wonderful guy. I think he's a pastor now. He's a pastor now, very, very sound guy, and I respect him, So you can say, "Hey," you add the name, insert the name, "Hey," let's say Tolani, "Hey Tolani," or "Hey Derek. Hey Derek, how is it going? Thank you for connecting with me. I saw we had several mutual friends and I thought I would reach out." You can do that too. You can do that too. There's someone that follows your friend, or that your friend also knows, and then you're like, "But I'm not close to this person. I don't know if my friend has a relationship with this person." However, you can reach out, to the person and say, "Okay, I saw that we had several mutual friends and I thought I would reach out." Yes, then you say, "I love everything you're doing right now. If it is for business, thank you very much. You are beautiful too. Thank you." You say, "I love everything you're doing right now with," you insert the business name. It could be with your botanical essence soap. There's somebody that sells that, and she advertises it all the time in my Facebook group. So that's how I was able to remember the name of her business, Botanical Essence Group soap. So you can add it. Yeah. By the way, I have a Facebook group. It's called Business Moguls. That's fine. Oluwasegun, I'll drop this video on YouTube so you can catch up with the recap. So I'll be rounding up very, very soon anyway. So tell them, "I love everything you are doing right now with," if it is music, you put it there, with the business, whatever it is that they do. If it is a comedian, you put it there with your skits, with your clothing. If you're a designer, you tell the person, "I love everything you're doing right now with your fashion business," or "I love everything you're doing right now with your hair business," or with you are a great influencer. You hype them up, and I would love to learn more about your mission and how we could potentially help one another. Now, you did not say how you can potentially help me, how we could potentially help one another. You can run ads, which is if you want to. Are you serious? That means teacher can run ads. Oh yeah, thank you, Hermes. Then you say, "Are you free for a coffee sometime?" Yes. Yeah, they will be, they'll be shocked, especially when they are very rich or when they are very influential. You'll be surprised that nobody offers these rich people anything. So you coming from your own, from someone that needs something, you want to buy something. Yes, they appreciate. They will go out. They will say, "Nobody has ever bought anything for me." They will appreciate. See, even if it's a cup that you buy for them, like a souvenir, they will appreciate. It goes a long way. So you can also do that too. That you're gonna make it in the long run. So when you meet these people, you can reach out to them on social media. You can inbox them, you can DM them. They're on LinkedIn, on Facebook, here on Instagram. And thank God people go live all the time. So you can join their lives. What if they are married now? What do you mean married? How? How does that affect? What do you explain construct your sentence in such a way that I'll understand it better. Okay, so you can reach out to them via email. Yes, you can reach out to them via email. You can reach out to them via you know you can make a phone call, talk to your friends. If they give you their phone numbers, you can ask them what's the best way to reach out to you. Send the text first. Some people don't like taking calls for whatever reasons, so you can send the text and ask them, what medium do you prefer mostly? Do you need me to email you, or do you need me to just, some people prefer if you meet them on LinkedIn. By the way, I've met a lot of people on LinkedIn. When I was a banker, when I was looking for clients, to meet my targets, I would just go to Total. I'll go to all the oil companies, go to Shell, and go to Chevron. Yes, and it worked for me. I remember one guy I met, it was on LinkedIn. If they are male and a woman is asking them, is there a better way to do it? Okay, well, you can say, I want to discuss business. Okay, let me know when you're free. Are you free sometime? And the way you say it, especially if it's one-on-one, the way you say it, it suggests your intention, so the way you say it too, so the way you dress, the way you comport yourself, and the way you say it, there's a way you talk, and people they will take it seriously. You know what I mean? So if you're not provocatively dressed, and you're not saying it in an unserious manner, you say, hi, good afternoon, sir. You add sir. Yeah, that's a very good way to quickly distance yourself. When you add sir, you say, hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. And you look serious. Then they will not, even if they are married, nobody will think anything. So if you go to them and say, hello, ma'am, do you mind, do you have some time this week or next week? I want to discuss with you. And let me know. I'm open. You say it, gently, and then they will get it. And if they are really willing, they can even hand over their cards to you right there on your first meeting with them. And this works for me all of the time. So when I went over to LinkedIn, I met people from Chevron. I had this person I met in Chevron. The person is apparently like me, he's very vocal, in the office. So I went to meet him, and then I told him, please, I need to, because I was catering for only high-end clients. Hi, Moji Sugar, thank you for joining. I only cater for high-end people at the bank, So when I met with him, and you must have a certain amount of money before you can bank with me. I don't bank with the masses. I don't bank with just everybody, only the rich, and the wealthy, So when I went to meet him in his office, when I talked to him, you saw the way I was just being me, in the office, and then in his office, we're just talking, and then his colleague, bears my husband's name. Yeah, I was married then. He bears my husband's name, and we just connected. And then the next thing, he gave me his wife's. His wife also works there in Chevron, so he gave me his wife's name, the floor, the building, and I went there. I opened accounts for his wife's colleagues, because they are my target clients. The people working in Chevron are my target clients. So I went there. I opened a lot of accounts there. For people, and I also have a personal relationship with them, one-on-one. Like, I go out of my way for them. Like, if they need to get a checkbook, and they're not, you have to be in person, you have to be at the bank, but I get approval, and I get the checkbook for them. I deliver it in their offices, just to save them time. When you offer these services to people have more trust in you, and then some of them also give me clients that are in South Africa, all over the world, and I was banking for them, and they know that this babe, if you have any problem, or if you are stuck, or you want to do a transfer, and for whatever reasons, she will sort it out for you. So we go all out for our clients. We go extra miles just to make them happy. So for this, when you meet an influential person, or if there's somebody you have been targeting, thankfully you can always reach out to the person on Instagram or on social media. I love what you do. I'm proud of you. Good job. Nice work. So take advantage of all of these mediums, to reach out to these people. Yeah. So Facebook is a good place to reach out to people. Have you heard of SHAPR? No. Okay, let me see. Asking them for coffee. Their spouses might even misunderstand, or are they themselves, especially if they are young girls. Means they. Oh, so what you do in that case is you ask, how is your wife? I don't mind if you can, you can ask if they can be there together, or see them in their office. Look, there are certain things that you cannot control. Things like what people think about you. As long as that is not what you are doing, as long as that is not what you are. Dear, really thank you for joining us. As long as that is not what your intentions. You will always be. You have a clear conscience, and you always. You'll be fine. Trust me. As long as you have a clear conscience, you'll always be fine. So get on these apps and speak with people. Speaking engagements too is also a very wonderful opportunities, and is a wonderful avenue. Speaking engagements and seminars. If not for this COVID, I also go for all of this, for lots of seminars, events, vendor events, networking meetings, we have some somewhere around here, so we go there, we armed with our business cards, and then speak with people, meet people. You can find people that will also patronize you, that you can do business together with, in the long run. In fact, yes, sometimes when I even take Uber, sometimes here, and then we get to talk, and then I say, oh, I'm also taking real estate license exams, and they're like, oh, do you know I'm also in real estate? I'm also into real estate. Once you get your license, let me know. I can assist you, to on how to get these contacts to all these big houses where you can make a lot of commissions on them. So as long as you are genuine and you show interest in expressing how you can help the other person on his journey, you will always get a positive response. Don't let it be always about you. Don't say me. Don't say help me with I want you to help me, me. No, refrain. Be very careful with the me. So let it be both ways, a two-way thing. So hopefully you can connect with other influential and successful people with these few points of mine. I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. I can actually reach out to influential people as well. Let me know in the comments if you are able to try one or two strategies that I shared here. Let me know in the comment section. Come back to this comments and let me know how it has gone by for you. I wish you all the very best in all your fields of endeavors. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at Chassis Everything, and send me a DM if you have questions, and I will be sure to respond to you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Zale. You've learned so much. Thank you for that feedback. I appreciate you. So till I see you again next week. Bye for now. God bless you.